Live from the capital city, Carolina News brings you your news first. With breaking news and in-depth reporting. Up-to-the-minute weather. And all your sports news and highlights. It's all here, now, on Carolina News.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Patrick Ingram.
And I'm Brandon Gann. It's been several days since Hurricane Matthew hit South Carolina, but people are still feeling the effects. Many people are still left in the dark. Over 200,000 homes are without power, and 46,000 of those homes are South Carolina electric and gas customers. SCE&G says there are about 3,000 workers deployed across the state, but damages from the storm is creating a barrier to fixing the problem.
It's a process. We want to thank the public for their patience and let them know that we're working around the clock until power is restored to everyone.
SCE&G has released estimated repair times for customers, but those times don't include areas that have been hit the hardest along the coast. SCE&G say that they hope with the estimated times, customers without power can stay prepared.
The power outages from Hurricane Matthew will not be affecting the state fair this year. All fair events will still go as planned. To kick things off, the fair opened today at noon. Admission for today is only $1, and there will also be a free concert tonight. This Friday, Leonard Skinner will be taking the stage, and tickets are $30. And you don't want to miss college night. All college students with a valid ID will be able to get in for free next Thursday. Check out more events happening at the fair this year. Go to scstatefair.org. The fair will be open every day until October 23rd, and we're hoping for some cool fall weather. Victoria Broughton is live in the weather studio with what you can expect this weekend at the fair. Victoria?
Thanks, Patrick. Today in Columbia, we have sunny skies, a temperature of 67 degrees, humidity of 61%, and slight winds at 6 miles per hour, which is perfect weather for the fair. As we go to our current national map, we'll see that we'll have some lows here in the Midwest, which is it's going to be a little cooler, but we'll have a high sitting right on top of us here in South Carolina, which is giving us our beautiful weather and sunny skies. For our 5-day forecast, we'll have 80 here on tomorrow. We'll have mid to low 70s for the rest of the week, and for our lows, we'll have mid 50s to low 40s, which will give us some brisk nights, which may be good for a bonfire. Back to you guys in the studio.
After a week long of testimonies, the Lexington County jury is unable to come to a decision in the murder trial for Kieran Dennis. Judge Eugene Griffith has declared a mistrial for former Lexington High School student Dennis. After more than 10 hours of deliberating, the Lexington County jury has decided they cannot hand down a sentence in the death of a Dutch Fork High School student. In 2014, Dennis stabbed Devon Capers in the chest after a basketball game between the two schools at a local cookout restaurant. Dennis claims it was in self-defense. He will remain on house arrest until another trial date is set.
The USC women's soccer team made history yesterday. Danielle Barilla is at the sports desk with the latest. Danielle?
That's right, Patrick. The Gamecock women's soccer team moved up to number 2 in the NSCAA poll. The ladies are 13-0-1 and received 6 first-place votes in Tuesday's poll. West Virginia holds the top spot with Stanford, Duke, and Virginia rounding out the top 5. At 13-0-1, the Gamecocks have matched the best start to a season in school history, and their number 2 ranking is the highest in program history. After falling to Georgia 28-14 last Sunday, the Gamecock football team is 2-4 this season. Deebo Samuel took the field for the first time since Mississippi State and had a season-high 90 yards on 4 catches. He's not looking at the bye week as a fresh start, but as a time for the team to improve together.
I mean, I don't consider it as a reset, but I just feel like we still got to get better as a team and go out there and put points on the board and win the game.
The Gamecocks will be back at home on Saturday, October 22nd for a noon kickoff against UMass. The Gamecock football team may have the weekend off, but there are other ways to catch the Gamecocks in action over fall break. The men's soccer team plays at home on Saturday against the University of Alabama at Birmingham at 7 p.m. And the number 2 women's soccer team plays Sunday at 3 p.m. against the Florida Gators. But don't worry, if you're out of town for fall break, you can still catch that game live on the SEC Network. That's all I have from the sports desk here in the Kennedy Greenhouse. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Danielle. Fall break starts tomorrow for all USC students. If you're still going to be in town, here are some events you won't want to miss. Tomorrow, Spirits Alive. Grab your flashlight and join Historic Columbia and the Elmwood Cemetery staff for a guided tour under the moonlight. This Saturday is the Soda City Oktoberfest. They'll have tons of beer as well as a beer garden, and the Rocky Horror Show will be playing all weekend at Trustus until November 5th.
While Hurricane Matthew's destruction has been widespread throughout the southeast, people were not the only ones displaced by the storm. Over the weekend, the Pets Inc. animal shelter in Columbia opened its doors to 70 dogs who had to be evacuated from Pawleys Island. Late last week, South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley mandated evacuations for the coast in preparation of Hurricane Matthew. And for the All for Paws animal shelter, that order also included their four-legged furry friends. With the help of shelter workers and volunteers, Pets Inc. was able to keep the animals safe until they could be safely transported back home. I think it's really nice to have those animals get back home, but there are still plenty in the shelter that could use a home and be adopted.
Yeah, and seeing those little guys makes me excited to get home and see my own dogs this weekend. But as for the show, that's all we have for today. Don't forget to tune in for the show at 4 p.m. We'll have more on opening day festivities and more updates on how Hurricane Matthew is still affecting us.
Have a great afternoon, and thanks for joining us. See you